Her Excellency Alupo is here today to witness how well the people of Mbarara City have taken this up and been able to rally behind the church and have this happen. As we were witnessing the launch of the St. Paul Mall, among the explanations that were given, somebody says, we are following in the words and the footsteps of the president. For the church to be an engine of development, he actually added that the church is now working hard to give it to the people other than asking from the people. We should clap for that. Because we are in an era where we no longer look up to anyone, but to ourselves as Africans, as Ugandans in particular. When I was growing up, there used to be a lot of aid across all religious entities, where you would expect people to come and pay fees for orphans, people to come and build schools, to build churches and hospitals. But I think today we have witnessed an example of how we have grown, an example of how the NRM has preached so well that we should embrace ourselves in dignity, in transparency, and embrace transformation. There is no more transformation we can see other than being able to bring money into our pockets. I do thank you, Holly, and I call upon each one of us that many more projects will come, we rally behind and support. And sometimes support is not only financial. I heard the bishop so well when we were launching St. Paul. He was saying there is an engineer, he was saying there is an overseer, there is a chairman, and he also introduced the man amazingly. He said, telling Your Excellency, this man is very trustworthy. We have built every project with him, and he is a Catholic. I want you to clap for that. Embracing diversity, inclusiveness in development. That all that aside, we work with everybody. So whoever tries to bring in a division of saying this is a Catholic, this is a Protestant, this is a Muslim, that is diversionary and that is not acceptable in Uganda. So, Right Reverend, thank you for showing the way. That is very exemplary, and that is how we live in Mbarara City, and I think Uganda as a general. My colleagues who are here, before I conclude, I would like to take a moment and I introduce them to me. I will start with my brother, Honorable Mwine Mpaka, the Member of Parliament from Mbarara South. And he also chairs the Committee of Trade, Tourism and Industry. And that is the committee where I sit. And you know what happened yesterday? He gave me his seat. I sat in it and felt it very nice. Thank you, Honorable. He was here to send off Honorable Arinda. And, you know, he said, you can chair. So yesterday I was in his foot and I think I did well. So thank him for me. And then I also would like to introduce our beloved neighbors from Rwampara District. Honorable Mole Asimwe, the woman member of Parliament for Rwampara District, is also a child here. And my brother, Honorable Amos Kankunda, the woman member of Parliament for Rwampara East constituency. Our very good neighbors, you know, Mbarara District, we are one and city. Honorable Margaret Webyambu, the woman MP Mbarara District, is here. And from Isinjiro, Honorable Lauben Arinitwe, who represents Isinjiro West. This is where all it started, from Rugaga, good things kept coming, and the climax is in the city. And that is a very big communication. This city is for all of us. This whole region and beyond. So as people from Mbarara City, as usual, our arms should remain open. In Parliament, we are MPs for everybody because they all pass here, they all have property here, they have their homes here. And Your Excellency, I take a singular honor We invite you to also have a home in Mbarara City. It is a very beautiful place. You would love it. You love cows. I know there are plenty here. And you never know when you put up a home that day will give you many cows you won't even buy. So you're most welcome. I would like to conclude by saying that you have honored us. As the church, you have honored us very much. You have shown us what to do. And as Parliament, there are very key things that we shall stick to fight for. Peace leads in everything. And sometimes when we talk about peace, people say you don't eat peace, you don't drink peace. But I tell you, even if you have a saucepan on a gas, and a gun shoots, you will leave that food and run away. But we shouldn't take this for granted. We should protect it. And as a Parliament, it is our cardinal role to facilitate security agents for the sovereignty of Uganda to stay peaceful. We are in a budget process right now. You all know we went through COVID. I'm happy to see each one of us wearing a mask. I wish they would see us here. So please, we are behind you. We will support you. But we also ask you to support us. My brother and myself here, pray for us that we deliver and you take us back. As I conclude, I would like to take a singular honor to invite the Right Reverend. Okay. Oh, my LC5, I'm really sorry. I didn't introduce them. The instructions were saying introduce members of Parliament. So I thought he had given the assignment to someone else. I do apologize for that mishap. So Mr. Owomugasho is not here. Wampala is not here. There's yes, the LC5 from our district is here present with us. Please welcome him. We are blessed to have you're also most welcome. Political leaders who are there, I respect you, the councillors who have been invited, and all in your dignitaries, you're most welcome. Please may I invite Right Reverend Dr. Fred Sheldon Mwesigwa, the Bishop, to address your people. Thank you. I don't want to kill the Bishop. They should first sanitize.
The new normal speech delivered at Ankole Diocese Office grounds upon official visit by High Excellency Retired Major Honorable Jessica Alupo Epel to lay foundation stones on St. Paul Shopping Mall and B.S.U Nursing Complex on Friday, 14th January 2022. This doesn't include the speech I gave at the circle in Rugaga. It's different. Welcome and greetings. Your Excellency, Retired Major, it is my honor to warmly welcome you to Ankole Diocese Offices grounds on your maiden visit as Vice President of the Republic of Uganda. You are welcome, warmly. Introductions. I have my diocesan secretary. Today he has demonstrated how we do work. He has done the introductions. So how do I again do the same work? Apart from emphasizing few, but he has done the rest. Don't say Bishop didn't introduce me. Head of clergy and head of laity. Those are the trustees of the diocese. We have three arms: the arm of the bishops, the arm of the clergy, Very Reverend Begumanya, and the arm of the laity, Mr. Robert Kamjisha. Yeah, so that one is key. The rest has been done. St. Paul Shopping Mall, let me just again introduce the chairman. The rest you have been introduced. Mr. Mugume Nathan, Headmaster Mbara Jr., one of the best primary schools in Uganda. You can do your research. One of the best, among the top 10. I think I've even put him very far. But Your Excellency, we also have Mbara Municipal, one of the best in the country. And we thank God for that. And it's based on statistics, because me, I don't say things which are not statistically proven. So, B.S.U team, the chairperson of council, Madam Kellen, you can stand again. Vice Chancellor, Professor Mauda, stand again. Then we would welcome very highly the members, the representing Executive Director, National Council for Higher Education, Dr. Arthur Mujizi. Stand up, wherever you are, or is yet to join us. Oh yes, he's there. And also Hajat Rubega, Ajiri Aligawesa, representing Uganda Nurses and Midwives Council. This is the registrar. I think you will find it very difficult to strike us off, like I hear people being struck off. Okay. The MPs, you've done very well. Thank you so much. Oh, Honorable Ruharo has come in. You are welcome warmly. Madam Rita was able to stand in very well and do a good job. And she speaks very well. Yes. Aren't we blessed to have you? Yeah. So, that is a fact. So, business community, they are in masks, but I saw Apple Varia, I think I saw Cash. The rest I couldn't easily figure. So, and many others. Religious leaders have been introduced, but one who was left out is Pastor Cyrus. Stand up for the Pentecostal, representing Born Again. So we thank you so much for coming. Appreciation. We express our utmost appreciation, Your Excellency, to you for officially laying a foundation stone and opening the B.S.U nursing complex. You will be glad to note, Your Excellency, that your efforts, when you were Minister of Education and Sports, you became Minister of Education and Sports, I think, 2011. 2011, I became Bishop 2010. So we coincided and we interacted a lot. And it is through Honorable, at that time, Jessica Alupo, Minister of Education and Sports, that we were able to get a charter. Those who know what a charter means, know what I'm talking about. And that was the time of Honorable Peter Cherezo, who is your friend also, you know. And he did a very good job to link us to the president, and eventually we were able to get a charter. B.S.U is now one of the leading private universities in Uganda, and in June 2020 was ranked 10th best university in Uganda by Webometrics. Webometrics is international, it's not local. And B.S.U emerged the best university out of 121 African universities in Cape Coast, Ghana, between 2nd and 6th of December 2019 during the Reform Conference. We thank God for that. The 5,000 student strong university now is positioned to be a lead provider of higher education in Africa and beyond. And I was recalling actually the nursing program was urged by the president. The details I don't recall, but at least I remember that. Those who are more like Professor Sabit would tell us. On our council, we also have Professor Kamuntu, and he's also been there among the founders. We appeal to parents and guardians to trust us with their children, and we shall shape them into God-fearing professionals in different fields. Number 2, I would like to appreciate the Synod of Akwale Diocese and all diocesan organs for supporting me and my dear wife, Mama Dr. Alice Mweswa, in steering this diocese to great heights. My mom is not feeling well, 92 years old, So that's why my wife is not here. So I have to finish duty and also go and attend. The clergy and laity are appreciated for your solid support for the last almost 12 years. Because, Your Excellency, if you don't have support from people you are leading, there is not much you can do at all. Number 3. Yes, clap for that. Clap for yourselves, although I'm appreciating you. Number 3, the B.S.U Governing Council led by Professor Kenneth Gagame, who was not feeling well, is much appreciated for steering B.S.U to greater heights, as exemplified by the modern nursing complex they have handed over to staff and students. Number 4, the St. Paul Shopping Mall building, which was appointed by me, has not disappointed. There are 4 levels. Normally they say 4 stories, but 5 levels, but 4 stories. That building has cost 2.6 billion Uganda shillings. Now, those who know about costing, it had been estimated that it would cost about 3.5 billion. But the kind of people I have on my committees, they are corrupt free. Actually, if you need people, I've ever told the president, you ask me, I have people. When you have problems with people who can't manage things, have people. They are the ones who have helped me do this. The building of Bishop Stuart University cost 2.1 billion. Yes, 2.1 billion. You look at it, go and compare the buildings you always unveil. So that is a challenge to other institutions, perhaps. Transparency is very key. And I think many private and government institutions will benchmark from our projects. Kudos to Mr. Mugume Nathan, the man on this very compound who was hailed by the president for being, he called him in Runyankore, en camion. If you see what he has done in his school there, and for him, he doesn't even take loan. But when you see the buildings there, I think people need to make it a kind of holy pilgrimage to go and study. But now we are getting more students even from Kampala than even elsewhere. And the students pass well and everything is okay. Appreciation of government of Uganda and His Excellency General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. The Synod of Ankole and all diocesan organs appreciate Uganda government for supporting development projects. A big hand clap, please. Uganda Coffee Development Authority gave us coffee seedlings, which we have planted on 112 acres of our church land. 60,000 seedlings of Arabic coffee were given to Christian households. We have about 212 farmers in Rwampara and Isingiro who have started growing vanilla, a high-value international market product. Personally, I'm also having 2 acres of vanilla. So pray for me. When you pray for agriculturists, pray for Bishop Mweswa, that his vanilla does well. Yes, please. NADS, through Operation Wealth, has so far given us 11 cows, which we are distributing to churches, and in turn to Christians through gifting families with heifers in a go merry-round kind of scheme. I hope that we shall too benefit from the parish model development funds. I've expected here Honorable Karisa, who is also my former student. I love to emphasize students because I was a teacher and you were a teacher. Honorable Margaret Rebiambu is my former student. Honorable Karisa, Deputy Coordinator, National Development Model, my student. Kanona Kalema, my student. My DS, Reverend Abasa, not because he's my DS, but he's my student. And I thank God for the people we have been able to shape. So, development model, I hope we shall benefit. We appreciate His Excellency, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, for spearheading the campaign against COVID-19. The lockdowns, yes, please. The lockdowns, despite having other adverse effects, helped to save lives. And by the way, currently we are in a crisis kind of. My mother is in hospital, so I know what is going on, and I interact with the medical director. And most of the sick people are the aged. And we have been singing this message, singing, take the aged, take the vulnerable for vaccination. People are not listening. There is a case where an old lady of 105, we've been having people living up to 105 because of being born again locally. But now, the other day we lost a 105-year-old because the one who looks after her went to a wedding and came back with COVID. And those cases are the ones in the hospital here, because they've told me almost 90% of those in hospital are the aged. So those of you who have aged people, please go. Let me tell you. Now I'll leave this to be confidential. But there's something which almost happened to my mother. But I can't say. I was looking for a nurse, and I had gotten one all the way from Kampala. And it's a doctor who had recommended. But on second thoughts, I said, I need to first get her checked, only to find she was good. And she was coming to look after my 92-year-old mother. You see? My mother is suffering other things, but not COVID. Saturation is 99%. So, let's protect the aged. The promotion of vaccination, especially for the 50 and above, and the vulnerable groups, is praiseworthy. It will save lives. The presidential pledge towards, now I've reached some of the key points, but I've already made key points. The presidential pledge towards B.S.U, science laboratories, when you were Minister of Education, 2011, when he had just won elections, 2011, and came to B.S.U, I was so happy, and he pledged that money up to now from 2011. So far we've been given 2.9 billion, we thank God. And this has gone a long way in constructing 2 modern laboratories. Actually, if you witnessed those, you would be surprised at what it has done. And if we were to get the money we were promised, my God, B.S.U would be far now. We are also glad to inform you, Your Excellency, that our main road from Kamomo Stage to St. James Cathedral and Imbara Junior was recently tarmacked, and it has added beauty and image to the historical cathedral of 87 years. So we thank you. We shall not be like the people of Isinjiro who said, Enguto, Enguto. They didn't thank you for the water. For me, I'm first fact. So, requests. Your Excellency, we request, because water was a big problem and you noticed it. We request that you assist us in following up on the fulfillment of 3 outstanding diocesan pledges, whose details I shared with you in your office. But thank you also, you mentioned it to me, you have raised it before. 1, land compensation of Kachera land, which was taken over by government 10 years ago. We are not asking for anything from government, we are only asking government to fulfill its pledges to us. What is due to us? Land compensation. The details you have. 2, the B.S.U science laboratories, which I've talked about. And 3, the completion of Ruharo Hill Road network. We also need a network of roads with some tarmac so that it doesn't stop only here. The president knows about it. When he came here, he mentioned it, but I think the district leadership, I don't know who is in charge, when they distribute, I think when these things come, then other committees sit and they also distribute the way they want to distribute. So they forgot about us. So our road network, you have seen B.S.U. We have joint medical stores, a company owned by Anglicans and Catholic. It's not even reached by tarmac. So we are crying for more, but we appreciate this one now, at least. The PPS, the good thing, even recently I was in the minister's office, Minister of Works, and I expressed my request. And good enough, there is a letter from the PPS to the PPS of the president to the Minister of Works. So things follow up. Conclusion. Your Excellency, I wish to conclude my speech by thanking you most heartily for gracing our important historical events as a Akole Diocese that touch on social, economic development of the citizens of Uganda, irrespective of religious or tribal differences. Personally, issues of discrimination, I don't do well with them. When I was in the Secret Corporate, I was Secretary General for Government Ecumenical Contact. For the 3 years I was there, it is something that I really love. We pray that our dream to grow our circle into a bank will become a reality. 2, we invite businessmen and women to rent our well-positioned, well-built, and blessed building. When you do business in our building, you will be blessed because the prayers are all over and surrounding you. You see? Yes. We call upon parents and guardians to choose Bishop Stuart University. And you've been doing it. That's why it is really growing. When it comes to nursing programs and all other academic programs, yes, Namara, Jesus satisfied. In the name of God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So we have a pledge to appreciate you for your visit. It will be historical so that you keep looking at it. To remind us, you of the activities of Rugaga, the activity of St. Mark, of St. Paul Shopping Mall, and the activity of B.S.U. and the visit. So we can hand it over, and then after I invite you to address, and the last item will be just to cut the cake, and you travel safely. But next time, maybe you will stay, and you will stay over. Praise
God. Kindly clap hands as the bishop hands over this plaque to our guest of honor. And he has already invited her.
Reverend Dr. Shulon Mwesije, the Bishop of Akole Diocese, the honorable members of Parliament, the resident district commissioner, the LC5 chairperson, chairperson of the University Council, Bishop Stuart University, the Vice Chancellor, who I have already mentioned, the Mayor of Barara City, all invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. My Lord Bishop, honorable members of Parliament, and distinguished guests in your respective capacities, I would like to take this honor to thank you for welcoming me warmly to this very important occasion. Particularly, I appreciate my Lord Bishop and your team for inviting me to grace this very important ceremony. I will make a few statements, but before I do that, let me bring you greetings from His Excellency the President. He knows that we have this program here,
And I want to assure you that you will receive the report when I return of it. It has been an honor to me to perform 3 important tasks, namely laying the foundation stone for the Millennium Circle, Ruharo branch, Singiro district. Secondly, laying the foundation stone for St. Paul Shopping Mall. And thirdly, laying another foundation stone for Bishop Stuart University for the Nursing and Health Sciences Complex. I must say these are very big achievements in the history of this diocese. And I want to thank each and every partner, each and every individual, but most importantly, my Lord Bishop, for steering a team which is competent, but also with a dream to achieve the desires of the 21st century. When I looked at all the complexes I've been laying foundation stones for, all are well structured, but also storied buildings, bearing in mind the pressure that we have now on the land. Meaning that the planners sat down and decided to design structures that can stand the test of time. So, my Lord, we have laid foundation stones, not just for one generation, but for generations and generations to come. I would like to so that we can stock the shop in line with the ethics of the church. Because as you heard, they are blessed shops, and we do not want to bring something contrary to those blessings. So I have given you a small assignment. Then when we succeed on the shop, and then we can start looking for the home. Ladies and gentlemen, that means a lot, because in Uganda today, anyone can own a home anywhere. It is not something that has come by coincidence, but it has come due to a deliberate effort of His Excellency President Museveni to ensure that the whole of Uganda is safe and secure. That's why anyone can have confidence to have a home anywhere in the country. Allow me to request you to clap for His Excellency the President for ushering in peace and security in our country, which has enabled us to build for our country, but also to invest for ourselves and also engage in income generating activities, like the three which we have laid the foundation stones today. 2 for income generating activities, but 1 for human resource development. Ladies and gentlemen, the 5-story commercial building is a milestone project for the diocese which fulfills President Yoweri Museveni's continued appeal to religious leaders to supplement the Sunday basket, which cannot meet the outstanding church ministry needs of preaching the gospel in a modern world and supporting the needy. Congratulations, my Lord Bishop and the team, upon successful commercial. And historically, the government and the religious leaders, all the religious institutions have existed symbiotically. So I would like to pledge on behalf of government that we will continue supporting religious institutions in their efforts to transform the people who they lead and indeed the country. The completion of a 3-story specialized nursing complex building to provide for professional training and equipping of nurses is a commendable action that will lead to improvement of health services for the citizens of Uganda. We appreciate greatly as government in expanding access to higher education, but specifically science-based. I am proud to associate with the success story of Bishop Stuart University, which acquired its charter when I was a Minister of Education and Sports. And the Right Reverend Bishop Sheldon Musigwa have just alluded to that. But let me also bring to your light that it was very easy for me as a minister then to acquire the charter of Bishop Stuart University, because when I consulted His Excellency the President, he asked National Council for Higher Education through me to give him the list of programs that Bishop Stuart University was offering. And when he had a look at those programs, he saw that they were relevant in the world of work. So he instructed me to process the charter as a matter of urgency. That's how we got that charter first. Against that background, therefore, allow me to encourage leadership of Bishop Stuart University to continue offering programs that are relevant to the world of work, and most importantly, with a very strong bias in science programs. I am a very good friend of Bishop Stuart University. My office is open to your council anytime. And I like the style of leadership of the bishop, because he has already visited my office and we have discussed a number of development programs in the diocese with him. I wish to call upon the business community in Mbarara City to make use of St. Paul Shopping Mall by renting premises, so that in turn you support the church by fulfilling its mission. The blessing you get when you trade from an anointed commercial building will lead you to grow your business and bring favor to your home and family. I'm lucky that I have already booked one show. And I would like to encourage people to rush, because you may delay and not find they have already been booked. My appreciation goes to Bishop to the Bishop of Ankole Diocese, the Right Reverend Dr. Fred Sheldon Mwesigwa, for engaging his clergy and laity in different agricultural enterprises, including coffee, vanilla, cash economic crops, cattle rearing, through the Operation Welfare that donated cows to them, and other economic activities. I appeal to you to position yourselves well to benefit from the parish development model funds that will be accessed by all Ugandans. The bishop was asking, are we going to benefit from the parish development model? My Lord Bishop, the answer is with the affirmative. Just yesterday, your student, the Honorable Kalitsa, was in my office with the Minister of Local Government to brief me about the great developments that they are making in the implementation of the parish development model, including operationalizing all administrative units at sub-county, parish, and village level, beginning with this quarter, which we have just started. And the launch of the parish development model, according to the brief, is going to be next month by His Excellency the President himself. So the news is, my Lord Bishop, you will benefit from the parish. For Bishop Stuart University, we shall, as government, continue supporting your course of widening access to higher education through quality services. I am aware of the presidential pledge that was made in 2011 towards the construction of science laboratories. Out for the balance of 4.6 billion, I will commit myself, my Lord, to remind His Excellency the President to direct the money to be channeled to the university through the Ministry of Education. Likewise, as regards the presidential pledge of land compensation of Ankole Diocese, following government takeover of Pacheka diocesan land, Pachera diocesan land, I promise to follow up, and in fact, I have already raised this matter in cabinet, and the ministry responsible for lands is handling it, but we shall remind her again. My Lord Bishop, ladies and gentlemen, my attention has been drawn to the unfulfilled presidential pledge for working on the Ruharo Hill Road network. I am glad that government has constructed the stretch from Kamomo Stage to St. James Cathedral up to Barara Junior, and for the remaining stretch of the network, we will remind the Ministry of Works, because already the Bishop, we have said, the PPS to His Excellency the President wrote to the Ministry of Works. We will work with the General Katumba Wamala to implement that, because it's already directed in writing. I call upon all members of Parliament from Marara City and neighboring districts here present. All of them are my friends, I know all of them, to work very closely together as a region first, but also with other leaders like ministers and also Office of the Vice President. I will always welcome you so that we follow up on other issues which may not have been mentioned here, but which are in a plan to benefit the people of this region. So I pledge my total support to work with you. Since I'm also a member of Parliament, it's not very difficult. We know how to handle things. It's now budgeting process. We can still squeeze out the few of the projects for the region. I wish to express my sincere and utmost gratitude to you, my Lord Bishop, and your team for inviting me to Ruharo here, the Harper College. The developments I have witnessed are a true sign that the National Resistance Movement government has provided a safe and secure atmosphere for any hardworking and serious and focused citizen to participate in eliminating poverty through income generating activities, but also involve themselves in human resource development in order to defeat disease and ignorance. Allow me to request all of you to continue reminding the population to send all the children of school-going age to school, but also continue following SOPs in order to avoid contracting COVID-19. Once again, I would like to thank you, my Lord Bishop, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, for the warm welcome you accorded me since I came here in the morning up to now. I have said all this for God and my country.
The bishop is going to lead the guest of honor to cut the cake. Then thereafter, we shall sing the anthems in the reverse order. One stanza each anthem at the end as we end our function here. After that photograph, and at the end of the program we have refreshments. Please don't go before you have our refreshments. The bishop is leading our guest of honor to cut this cake, and after cutting the cake, the boys and girls brigade, please draw here. You will lead us in the anthems in the reverse order. One stanza each anthem. The Son and the Holy Spirit, let us clap hands as I get of honor cuts the cake. Thank you so much. We're now going to have the anthems in the reverse order. And then after the anthems, when the guest of honor leaves this ground, please keep behind. We have some refreshments to refresh our bodies. The anthems, please. you so much. Our Boys and Girls Brigade Band, we're now going to see off our guest of honor. As we requested, please stay behind for the refreshments. And in fact, our ushers and those concerned, please pass around the refreshments very quickly so that our guests don't have to leave what you have prepared for them. Quickly, ushers and those in charge of refreshments, pass them around. Every tent should have people going around giving people some refreshments. Some refreshments. The departure will be at leisure. Mwebale munonga, mwebale okwisoma college tinsa, mwebale lyona lahanga simwe.
Is bringing people in the district to have the deputy vice chancellor. We have the dean, St. James Cathedral. We have representative Millen, representative National Council for Education. We have the deputy mayor with us. We have the RTC with us.
Yes, these are the assistants,
She's the dean, the faculty of nursing and research. She's the founding head of department, Madam Jenny Kavani.
He's the current head of department. This is head of department public health. The good president. The good president. The name is not supposed to be shared. The good speaker. She's the dean faculty of education. He's the one in charge of estates. He's the director of quality assurance. He's the staff association representative, Mr. Karisha. Thank you for your service. Thank you. The community. Thank you.
Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this building, which is going to provide a base for nursing and health sciences. We know that your word says, unless you build, the builders build in vain. We thank you for being the one behind this building and for what is going to be done inside this building. May you bless it so that it will be used for the furtherance of your kingdom. Through Christ our Lord we pray. Amen. In the name of God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can see what is happening here. Her Excellency is unveiling the commissioning stone.
Yes. Bishop Stuart, University Faculty of Nursing and Health Science, commissioned by His Excellency, High Excellency, retired Major Alupo, Vice President, assisted by, and the rest. In the interest of time.
On 14th of January 2022. Yes.
There is even opening, like this. Okay. All right.
watching A Hit TV, empowering you.